Good Monday morning to you. Welcome to Monday Morning Musings with Steve. Hey, we have this situation in the scriptures. Jesus, friend of sinners. Hey, he hangs out with drunks and prostitutes. And then we come to the epistles. Be ye separate. Don't touch the unclean thing. Don't be contaminated by... What are we going to do with that? The issue is misunderstanding what holiness is. Holiness is not the list of touch not, taste not, do not. Holiness, the simplest way to describe it, is simply this: otherness. Be ye holy as I am holy. Well, if Jesus is the exact representation of God and he's hanging out with those kind of people because what those people had to offer him, he was not going to be influenced by, he had something to offer them. Holiness, be ye holy, can't mean touch not, taste not, don't be with those folks. I was unfortunately raised, and my children really suffered with it, from one of these environments where we were the chosen, frozen, the elect, the clean, and we didn't do birthday parties with family members, we didn't do anniversaries because we had to be separate, and don't be contaminated, and don't lay hands on them, all this other crazy holiness stuff. God's holiness is simply other. He's not like us. And what would humans do? Humans would say, those people are contaminant, therefore let's separate. No, God's holiness is other than that. He's not like that. God's holiness actually comes near them. The idea in those Pauline admonitions is this: making where Paul says, be ye separate, I'm paraphrasing. The idea is forming, listen carefully, covenantal league and affiliation with him. It's got nothing to do with whether I should be around them, whether I can't be with those people because of what they're doing. My goodness, Jesus picked up the tab to make sure there's enough wine at a wedding just because it would have been embarrassing for the host family to not be able to have the wine. That is not somebody who's obsessing about moral codes and taboos. That's somebody who's very down to earth. And he's not worried about being contaminated because these people might be having a good time at the party. He's there and he's making sure that there's enough wine. That is not a holiness code taboo. God's holiness is an admonition to be other. To be other than how you do it as a human. For instance, let's take human justice. Our justice is based on retribution and vengeance or revenge, evening the score. God's justice is based on forgiveness and restitution of both the victim and the perpetrator. Only God can do that. So when you see those admonitions in the New Testament, particularly the Pauline epistles, about being separate, don't get into this I can't be contaminated mode. I can't hang around these people because they're going to be a bad influence on me. Now, if you're a recovering addict, probably going to the drug den to witness for Jesus is not smart. If you're a recovering alcoholic, going to the bar to witness for Jesus is not smart. But smart and holiness are two different things. We are free to be stupid, even if it's going to be damaging to ourselves. But don't associate holiness codes with those kind of activities. Because that impulse that you have, that you want to share with people, that is the holy impulse. That's from God. You want to share good news with somebody. We wanted to do it smartly because you're a project, you're under construction. This world needs an incarnate presence. Jesus through you and I. This world has been lectured for 500 years of Protestantism, and for longer than that if you want to take the Roman and the Greek Orthodox Church. This world needs to see an incarnate Jesus, not I can't be with you because you're dirty. I can't be with you because of what you're doing. There may be situations for your own protection in very criminal or criminal behavior or degrading behavior where you can't be with somebody. That's another topic for another day. I'm talking about that your personal holiness is dependent upon you not being contaminated by other people. That is not God's kingdom. That's not incarnational life. That is not what he wants. God's holiness is other. He is other. Let's be like him. Let's not operate under the platforms and the planes of the powers of this age and their value systems. Let's be not like him. Let's be like Jesus. Let's be holy like Jesus, not holy like somebody who's too good to get dirty, touching other people in their pain and their reality. Somebody said that one of the kindest things to me just this week, someone whose marriage was going through some real difficulty years ago, and they said, Steve, I'll never forget when you and Rita rappelled down to where we are to give us hope. The incarnation means I come to where you are. It doesn't mean I'm so holy that I can't get close to you. And that's what he said.